Hey everybody. So we are going to look into the cell membrane. All right. So this is not a cell wall. All right. This is the cell membrane. Sometimes people get those two things confused. Keep in mind that in this course, we are not talking about plants. Why do I say that? Because plants have a cell wall as well as a cell membrane. Humans and other mammals, other animals, do not have a cell wall. They have a cell membrane, but no cell wall. Just throwing that out there for you. So, what is the cell membrane? It is the outer limit of the cell. So, it is what we find on the outside of the cell. It is going to be selectively permeable, meaning that it is going to be selective as to what permeates in and out of the cell. And another way of saying it is it controls what comes in and out. Right? So, it's selective. It picks and chooses what comes in and what leaves. This was mentioned in chapter 2. There are lipids that are used to create the phospholipid bilayer. What that means is there are hydrophilic and hydrophobic ends of the bilayer, right? There are two layers, bilayer, of these fats. And what they do is they create a barrier that allows for the cell to have an internal component, as you see on this side, as well as an external component right there on the outside. Right? So if we look at this, I could draw another picture of this for you to make a little more sense of it. I'll pull that up right here. Right? So if we look at this picture, right? A phospholipid bilayer is something as simple as we have a circle, which is our cell in this case, right? And it allows us to have the inside of the cell, which will have our cytosol, right? Our cytoplasm, which I'll do in blue. Why blue? Why not? So it keeps a barrier so that all the cytosol will stay inside of the cell and that nothing can leave, right? Nothing can exit. Only a few things can, but not everything. Not only that, but it helps create a barrier for the outside of the cell, right? So that nothing can get in. So why is that? Because there is a bilayer. So all the stuff on the outside cannot get in, no matter how hard it tries. Because it's selectively permeable, some things can get in and out, but because of this bilayer, it allows for the ability to make an internal section so that we have a cell, and it prevents it from interacting with the outside. The example I like to use is a water bottle. Just imagine you have a water bottle and you fill it up with iced tea and you're hanging out at the pool. If you take that water bottle, close it off, cap it, and you have it in the pool with you, and then, oh no, it falls in. Well, who cares? It's in a water bottle and it's capped off. Just like a cell, the liquid on the inside will not interact with the liquid on the outside. All right, so nothing's going to get in because of that plastic. In this case, the phospholipid bilayer. A couple other components of the cell membrane are the cholesterols. There are many cholesterols that stabilize the membrane to make sure that it remains intact and it holds its shape. And there are many, many different protein receptors that are on the outside of the cell membrane. And what they do are a number of things, right? We can have receptors that are going to bind with the cell so that things can communicate with it. There are going to be different pores and channels that allow for different substances to move in and out of the cell, enzymes, and a whole bunch of other different components, but they're all proteins. So we use all of these together to help create, here is the picture of that, to create that layer on the outside of the cell. There's a lot going on, right? We don't really think about that, but there are a lot of things going on that help maintain the composition of the cell.